Hey everyone, and welcome to the club. Today I'm going to be showing you how to draw Tsuyu from My Hero Academia. Let's get started in the center of our page with the eye. So I'm going to move over to the left side and draw on a large oval. So we start from the very top, curve around down towards the bottom of the eye, and then back up towards the top. Now we're going to leave a gap in the center and draw the same thing on the right. So let's line up the top of the oval, curve around down towards the bottom, and back up towards the top. Now we're going to draw two smaller ovals on the inside, but we're going to push these in slightly. So starting on the left side, we're going to draw that smaller oval. We're going to leave a little gap along the inside of the eye. Let's do the same thing on the right. So let's line this up, curve down towards the bottom, and then back to the top. And we're going to fill the pupils in black. Now let's add some eyelashes along the bottom of the eye. Starting on the left, right in the middle, we'll draw one short line coming down. We'll move over to the left, we're going to angle this out and down. Come to the inside, we're going to angle in the opposite direction. Let's do the exact same thing on the right side. Now from here, we're going to draw on the side of the hair. So directly above the left eye, right at the top, we're going to draw a curve going around the side of the eye, come down. Now we're just going to hook that in. Let's do the same thing on the right. Lining this up along the top, curve this out around the right eye, coming down and then in. Let's draw on the front hairbang. Starting at the top on the left, we're going to curve this down and in just above the left eye. We're going to taper this back up to create a point. Now let's curve back down again, right in towards the center of the head. Now from here, we're just going to curve up towards the right side, going out and then up. In these two gaps, we're going to add the eyebrow. Starting on the left, we're going to curve up and then down. We'll do the same thing on the right. Let's draw on the lower part of the head. Starting on the left side, we're going to curve down in the middle. I'm just going to bring this back up along the right side, going up and then out. Now we're going to bring the mouth down towards the bottom of the head. So we start with a curve. Starting from the left side, we're going to curve down and then up. Now we're going to round this out and come down the side towards the corner of the mouth, curving down. Now on the right side, we're going to add the tongue. Starting out here, we're going to curve down just towards the bottom of the head. We're going to round it out and go back up towards the mouth. Now in between the eyes, right here, we're going to draw a short line going across for the nose. Let's add that stripe that goes across the face. We start from the corner of the head, come down around the eye, and we're going to go up above the nose, back down on the right, and then up towards the corner of the face. Let's trim this out along the top. So we step up and just follow that same curve going around, up towards the top, down the side, and then out towards the side of the head on the right. Now let's move back up and draw the edge of the hat. From this point, we're going to step out. We're going to draw a curve that touches each of these 2 points. So we're going to go up and then back down on the right side. Now we're going to tuck the hair in behind this curve. So let's start at the bottom here. We're going to curve this out. And we're going to start to pull that into right about there. Let's do the same thing on the right. Curving around and then back up. We want to create some layers on the side. So we're going to step down about halfway down this curve, go out, and you're going to pull that in towards the left side of that line. Do the same thing on the right, curving out, and we're going to pull that in towards the right side. Now let's step up and draw on the goggles. Directly above the left eye, right up here, we're going to draw a large circle. Starting from the top, drawing that large circle. And we do the same thing on the right. So we're going to line this up on the top. Now we want to trace this out along the inside to create a little frame. Now we're going to move down to the side of the goggle. We're going to curve out and then pull that back in towards the top corner of the head. Do the same thing on the right, curving out and then back in. Now from the inside of the goggle, we're going to draw a short line coming down and in on both sides. Now we're going to draw the trim. Starting on the left, we're going to curve down around the goggle and then go out towards the left. Do the same thing on the right side. Then we're going to close off the top with a curve. Starting from the left side, we're going to curve up and then back down. Let's add some lines along the hat. Starting in the center, we draw two straight lines coming down from top to bottom. Now we're going to draw another set on either side. On the left and then on the right. Now that we complete the head, let's work our way down the body. We're going to start with the side. Starting on the left side, we're going to curve out and then down towards the hip. We'll do the same thing on the right side. Now let's close off the bottom with a curve, coming down the middle and then back up. We're going to draw on the top edge of the belt. We're going to step up and draw that same curve going across. Now inside the belt, we're going to add 3 small circles, starting with the center, and then we'll move to the sides. Now let's add that strap that goes across the chest. From the side of the body, we're going to step in just underneath the chin. We'll start with a straight line coming down. Do the same thing on the right. And then we'll close off the top with a straight line. Now we're going to draw the bottom edge of the strap. Stepping down, we're going to curve this time. We're going to go up and then down on the right. Let's add a couple rivets on either side. Starting on the left, we're going to draw 1 small circle. Do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to step down and draw that same thing. Let's add 2 stripes on the side of our body. Starting from the inside of the strap, we step in, draw a straight line coming down, and we'll continue that line coming down towards the belt. Let's do the same thing on the right side, coming down, and all the way down towards the belt. Now I just want to trim this out on the inside, so a thin gap in between. Now let's go to the outside. Just underneath the rivets, we'll draw a straight line coming down. Now I'm going to step out and draw that thin ribbon on the side. Let's continue working down with the legs. In the center, we're going to step down and draw a curve from left to right, going up and then down for the lower torso. Now I'm going to leave a gap in the center and draw the inside of the leg. Step out towards the left, curve out and down towards the left heel, move over towards the right, and draw that same curve coming down to the same height. Let's go back to the left side and draw on the foot. So we start from the heel, we're going to curve down and up, and we're just going to round out the first toe, hooking this back in. We're going to draw 2 smaller half circles on the side. So at the top of this toe, we're going to curve around and then pull that in. Do that one more time. Let's go to the right and do the same thing. Starting from the heel, curve down and up. We're going to round out the first toe, hooking that back. Draw 2 small half circles in behind. Now let's move back up to the hip and draw on the side of the leg. Start on the left hip, we're going to curve this out. I'm just going to pull that in. Do the same thing on the right, curving out and then in. Now we're going to curve in the opposite direction on top of the middle toe. So blend into a curve going out. Now at the top of the leg, we want to add a curve for the edge of the boot. So we start on the left side, we're going to curve up and then down towards the inside of the leg on both sides. We want to continue these stripes underneath the belt across the leg. So we start down here, we're going to curve this one. We're going to curve out and then down towards the edge of the boot, step out, and again drawing that thin ribbon across the top. We're going to move in, draw another curve, step in, and then draw on that ribbon. Let's do the same thing on the right. Starting from the outside, step out. Now we'll draw on the inside. Let's add some detail to the boots. inside this curve, we're going to draw a half oval, curving around and then back out. I'm going to add another oval right beside it, just touching the inside. Let's do the same thing on the right. Start with that half oval, and then we'll draw another oval on the inside. Let's add that trim. From the bottom of this oval, we're going to curve down and then out towards the bottom of the first toe. Do the same thing on the right, curving down and then out. Go back to the top, we're going to step out, curve down and out on top of the first toe. Now we're going to go to the half oval, curve down and then out, just alongside the foot. Now let's move up and draw on the arm. I'm going to start with the inside edge of the arm first. So right at the bottom of the strap, we're going to start with a curve going out and down towards the cuff. Do the same thing on the right side. Now we're going to overlap the large cuff on top of the arm. From this point, we're going to step in, curve up, and then out. Let's do the same thing on the right side. Let's take these 2 points and draw 2 straight angled lines coming down towards the wrist. Now we're going to close that off with a curve, going across and then down. Let's do the same thing on the right. I'm going to angle out in the opposite direction, then close off the bottom. Now back on the left side, let's draw on the hand, starting with the thumb. From this point, I'm going to curve in and then out. At the end of this line, we draw a small bracket. Now at the bottom of this curve, we're going to come down and up around that bracket. We're going to add 2 more fingers along the side. Step down, curve down and up the second finger. Now on the side of this finger, we're going to curve this third finger going around and up towards the corner of the wrist. Let's do the same thing on the right side. Starting from the inside corner, we're going to round up the thumb, then we'll add a bracket. At the bottom curve of the thumb, we'll come down and up around the bracket. Step down, draw that second finger, and then the third finger is going to go all the way around towards the corner of the wrist. Let's add a buckle in behind the cuff. About halfway along this curve, we're going to angle down towards the wrist. And I just want to trace this out on the inside, leave an even space gap all the way around. Let's do the same thing on the right, splitting this in half, and then we'll trace this out on the inside. Now we're going to draw on the outside of the arm, going in behind the hair. So from the top corner, we're going to step in. We're going to curve this in and up behind the head. Going up, in behind the hair. I'm just going to pull that in beside the top of the body. Let's add a trim along the side of the arm. Stepping in, we're going to follow that same curve. Going in behind the body. Step in, we're going to draw that little thin ribbon. Do the same thing on the right side. Now the last thing we're going to do is show the hair coming in behind the body. So we're going to start from this top point, curve down, in behind the arm. We're going to continue along the inside of the arm. Do the same thing on the right, curving down, in behind the arm, and then in between. And that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Tsuyu from My Hero Academia. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you subscribe and send me your requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.